Hello, and welcome to Empower 2021. I'm Anne-Marie Maman, the Executive Director of the Princeton Entrepreneurship Council. I'd like us to kick off this year's conference by inviting Pablo Debenedetti to say a few words.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Empower 2021. I am truly delighted to welcome so many of you to this virtual conference. I'm especially pleased that the participants include people from around the country and from around the world, and that you represent the many different roles that are needed to make academic entrepreneurship reach its full potential. I am Pablo Debenedetti, Dean for Research at Princeton University, and I am very pleased to be the organizing host of this extraordinary conference celebrating Black academic entrepreneurs. Many of you may ask, why Princeton? Why now? Let me address these questions through selected examples. Our university is implementing an extraordinarily ambitious plan to make our campus more diverse, more representative of the country at large. For example, we have made significant progress in growing the diversity of our undergraduate student body. 18% of the first-year students who joined us on campus this year are first-generation college students. 22% qualify for federal Pell Grants for students with exceptional financial needs. And the average financial aid grant for the class of 2025 is greater than the cost of tuition. For many families, Princeton is now more affordable than the cost of state college or university. The diversity of background and outlooks allows our campus to be a fertile ground for richer discussions, research, and innovations. In June of 2020, in response to events that caused our country to enter a profound reckoning with racism, Princeton President Christopher Ice Gruber charged his senior leadership team to put together actionable plans to combat systemic racism at Princeton and beyond. Racial justice demanded the attention of this community of teaching and learning. Princeton contributes to the world through teaching and research of unsurpassed quality, and President Ice Gruber charged us to continue to find ways to bring that mission to bear against racism and against the discrimination that permeates the lives of people of color. This conference is part of a larger and much longer-term plans that will guide Princeton University as it takes an active role in helping to close gaps in opportunity, affordability, and representation. During this academic year, the Office of the Dean for Research will launch several programs designed to enhance the diversity of participation in research, innovation, and entrepreneurship at Princeton, also in collaboration with some of our peer institutions. I would like to describe to you a few of the initiatives that will enable diverse teams to produce high-quality research and innovations. First, we have developed a new research fund to support innovative academic collaborations between faculty and students at Princeton and faculty and students at select historically Black colleges and universities. We will fund research and innovation collaborations across all disciplines, spanning the sciences, engineering, humanities, and social sciences. Second, we will be launching a distinguished public lecture series called Amplifying Voices that will bring inspirational and underrepresented figures in research, innovation, and entrepreneurship to campus. This lecture series will enhance the welcoming nature of our campus and improve the experiences of all interested graduate students and postdoctoral researchers. Events coordinated around the lecture will be designed to provide mentoring and networking opportunities to graduate students and postdoctoral researchers, especially those from underrepresented backgrounds. Importantly, graduate students and postdoctoral researchers will select the speakers. Our third initiative has been developed to boost inclusion of historically underrepresented people in entrepreneurship. The longer-term intent of this initiative is to reduce the racial wealth and opportunity gaps that we see throughout our country. This Empower 2021 conference is an example of programming developed with the objective of bringing together underrepresented thought leaders in entrepreneurship to discuss and share practices and community. As will be discussed during the conference, ecosystem building is difficult, and Princeton wants to be an active participant in developing more diverse ecosystems. And speaking of building strong, diverse ecosystems, Princeton is very pleased to have been recently named the principal institution for a new regional innovation hub funded by a $15 million grant from the National Science Foundation. In collaboration with other academic institutions in the Northeast, this 5-year grant will accelerate the transformation of scientific discoveries into technologies that improve everyday lives. Starting from its leadership team, the Northeast Innovation Core Hub has a demonstrated commitment to inclusivity and diversity, and to assist those who historically have faced barriers to opportunity in innovation and entrepreneurship. Affiliate institutions, including Delaware State University and HBCU institution, will co-lead the hub's efforts to partner with minority-serving institutions. Another program we're launching will translate Princeton University research into new high-impact ventures. The START program, as it will be called, will fund entrepreneurs for 12 months on campus, working with a faculty member engaged in translational research, and subsequently for an additional 18 months while working in our new Princeton Innovation Center biolabs. This is a co-working environment that provides shared office and lab space with strategic access to capital and industry partners. START entrepreneurs will work full-time as founders and will receive mentoring, entrepreneurship education, and funding through my offices. For this program, we're particularly encouraging members of groups who have been historically underfunded and underrepresented in academic entrepreneurship. The above are just some examples of the exciting work we're undertaking at Princeton as a community of teaching, learning, discovery, innovation, and entrepreneurship to make the world a better place through inclusion, equity, and diversity. I know that I speak not just for myself, but also for my many colleagues at Princeton when I say that I hope we will stay connected and that together we will do great things. It is truly exciting to have so many participants, actually more than 700 in this extraordinary event. And at this time, I would like to ask my distinguished colleague, Princeton's extraordinary inaugural Vice Dean for Innovation, the Pomeroy and Betty Perry Smith Professor of Chemical and Biological Engineering, Rodney Priestley, to say a few words. Rodney?
Thank you, Pablo, for the introductory remarks about Princeton's commitment and efforts to support more inclusion in research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Greetings, everyone, from Princeton, New Jersey. It is my honor to welcome you to Empower 2021, a conference celebrating Black academic entrepreneurship. It is clear that universities remain the center of knowledge generation in the United States and around the world. Evidence is also increasing that shows that academic institutions are producing a larger proportion of scientific and technological breakthroughs that can impact society in positive ways, as well as spur economic development for the communities in which they are based. In fact, universities are particularly well suited to serve as engines that can drive the convergence of research, innovation, and entrepreneurship to address many of society's most pressing problems and open new frontiers for future generations. The foundational research for the technologies of tomorrow, whether it be in chemistry, the life sciences, big data, AI or machine learning, quantum computing, or material science, is currently underway at universities across America and elsewhere. This research and this translation will have a profound impact on society, including climate change, sustainability, and cybersecurity. Yet, it is of tremendous importance that all of society has the opportunity to participate in defining and developing new technologies, as well as their use in society. We know, based on peer-reviewed academic literature, that this is currently not the case. At the outset of the research, innovation, and entrepreneurship pipeline, African-American researchers do not receive the same level of federal support, even when all other factors are held constant, as evident by a recent report from the National Institutes of Health. This fact, in turn, combined with other factors, results in the significant underrepresentation of African Americans in innovation and entrepreneurship, especially with regards to deep tech or tough tech, as it is called. This is not good for society as a whole. Institutions of higher education must do their part to not only train the next generation of scholars and thinkers in a more diverse and inclusive environment, but also increase their efforts to ensure a greater number of participants from underrepresented groups in the engine of research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. The first step in this process is to broaden the awareness of how one goes from foundational research to entrepreneurship and how to engage with an ecosystem in which universities support. In this regard, Empower 2021 conference is designed as a sort of blueprint on how one navigates and plugs into the academic innovation pipeline. The conference will focus on 3 stages of academic entrepreneurship. First, launching a startup. Second, funding its growth through successive fundraising and technology development. And third, scaling the organization. Sessions in this conference will include technology transfer, non-dilutive funding, accelerators with an emphasis on diversity, corporate partnerships, and a founders panel, just to name a few. The conference will also include a pitch competition and curated one-on-one meetings between tech founders and members of the VC community. Now, while academic institutions must play a part in educating and supporting diverse talent and innovators, as well as growing the innovation ecosystem, they will in fact not do it alone. This will only be achieved in partnership between academia, nonprofits, government, and industry. That is why we're delighted that Empower will also feature high-level conversations about the challenges and opportunities that present themselves that will require our collective efforts to achieve success. I truly hope that this conference is impactful for everyone. Now, before we begin, it is important that I thank and acknowledge those who have made this conference possible. First, I would like to acknowledge the conference organizers. They include Anne-Marie Maman, Don Seitz, Grace Penn, and Kevin Hudson of Princeton University, the entire Princeton Entrepreneurship Council team, Dennis Bronley, founder and chairman of the African American Irish Diaspora, Brent Henry, a member of Mintz Law Firm, Ita Ekwadom, a partner at Gingerbread Capital, Daniel Barker of MasterCard, and Lawrence Latimer, a co-founder and co-chair of the Princeton Alumni Angels. And finally, I would like to acknowledge the sponsors of the Empower Conference. They include MasterCard Center for Inclusive Growth, the National Urban League, Foundation for Health Advancement, Mintz Law Firm, and Eisner